You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
You'll recognize my next guest best from her underdog role, rise to fame lead in the legendary movie Flashdance. We don't ever think of these iconic celebrities as vulnerable, but Jennifer Beals was severely struck with RSV. She's using her platform to help raise awareness. Jennifer joins me today along with Dr. Leonard Friedland, VP and Director of Scientific Affairs and Public Health, GSK North America. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Jennifer, I hope you'll indulge me. I never thought, when I was watching the movie Flashdance, that I'd ever meet you in person. And under these circumstances, I certainly appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, of course. It's so nice to meet you.
All right, so Dr. Friedland, let's start at the beginning. What is RSV?
Yeah, this is a great time to have this conversation because we're now in the beginning of the RSV vaccination, of the RSV season and the opportunities for vaccination across the United States. So RSV stands for Respiratory Syncytial Virus, RSV. And this virus is quite common. It's contagious and potentially serious. It can affect our lungs and our breathing passageways. Many people think about RSV as a disease, an infection of infants and young children, and that's certainly the case. But the reality is that RSV infection and illness can affect people of all ages, including our adult population. And those at increased risk for severe illness due to RSV include older adults, in particular those over the age of 60, and myself and Jennifer fall right into that demographic. Now, for most people, the illness starts as sort of a mild, common cold type of illness, especially in adults. And you'll hear from Jennifer about her particular clinical illness. However, in certain people, such as adults with underlying medical health conditions like chronic heart and chronic lung disease, RSV then can develop into pneumonia, can lead to hospitalization, and even to deaths. In fact, there's about 177,000 hospitalizations due to RSV in U.S. adults over the age of 65 every year, and about 14,000 deaths in adults over the age of 65 due to RSV every year in the United States. And again, this is a really good time to talk about this because RSV season is just starting now across the United States. It starts up in the fall.
Well, excuse the pun, but breathtaking numbers for sure. And Jennifer, this is kind of where you come in. I mean, you were struck by RSV. Tell me a little bit about your journey, your experience, and why you're using your platform to get this message out.
Yeah, well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to GSK for inviting me to join their RSV awareness campaign by sharing my experience, which really wasn't particularly severe at all. I got very, very lucky. By way of context for my experience with RSV, I just wanted to say that I've always been really proactive about my health. Like I consider myself an active person. I love being outdoors. I kind of need to be outdoors. It really puts me in a state of joy, I love exercising outside. I love hiking and open water swimming and kayaking and playing pickleball. And I also have an active work life. So like when I'm not on set, I'm usually in daily meetings developing new projects. So when this first happened, the symptoms were really mild. It just felt like a little cold. I had a little bit of congestion and a low-grade fever for a day. But I took a COVID-19 test just to be cautious, and that came back negative. So I just went about my daily life as if I had a little cold. And then my symptoms started to get worse. I had trouble sleeping because I was so congested, and I had developed this persistent cough. And suddenly all those things that I really love to do, like hiking and open water swimming and kayaking, became more difficult because my breathing was compromised. I also started experiencing, the effects at work where I would have to keep muting phone calls because I was coughing so much. I had no idea what was going on. I could not for the life of me figure it out. All I knew is that everything was that much harder to accomplish. So finally I went to my doctor, and I was shocked when she diagnosed me with RSV because I had always thought that RSV was an anomaly among adults. I thought it really only affected young children and infants. And then I was shocked again when she told me that there was no specific treatment for RSV and that the best thing I could do would be to rest, which I have to be honest is, challenging for me sometimes. So I I did my best, and the symptoms lingered for 2 months, and I'm completely fine now, but it was a real wake-up call as to the potential severity of respiratory illnesses like RSV.
Yeah, I mean, rest. When you can't catch your breath, it's pretty hard to rest all the way around. So Dr. Friedland, there are some safeguard rails available to people over 60. Let's inform them as to what their options might be.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is no specific treatment for RSV in adults. So the opportunity is prevention, actually preventing the illness from the beginning. And the good news is that this is the second season here in the United States where RSV vaccination will be available to help protect adults against RSV. The Centers for Disease Control recommends a single dose of an RSV adult vaccine for adults aged 60 to 74 with certain at-risk conditions such as chronic heart and lung disease, types of diabetes, obesity. And it recommends a single dose for all adults over the age of 75. And so the sort of takeaway message is that if you're 60 to 74 with certain risk factors, or you're an adult over the age of 75, speak to your doctor, speak to your pharmacist. Let them know that you heard about RSV, you heard about Jennifer's story. You'd like to learn more about RSV and about RSV vaccination. We also have a website, sidelinersv.com, sidelinersv.com, where you can learn more about RSV, hear about patient stories, educate yourself, and then take that information, speak to your doctor, speak to your pharmacist, and learn about RSV vaccination. We want to make sure that people have the opportunity to live healthy lives and not let a disease like RSV sideline them. We want people to enjoy their time with their families, with their friends. And I think health prevention is a really key role. And RSV is one of those illnesses now for which vaccination options are available to help protect ourselves, adults over the age of 60.
Well, I certainly share your sentiments and appreciate this very thoughtful conversation. Jennifer, great to meet you. Dr. Friedland, thank you for the information.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Jennifer Beals is a famous celebrity, but she is a reminder that just like you and me, we have to protect our health because it is our wealth. Now, coming up, we're taking a closer look at the January issue of Inviting Arkansas, featuring the Woman of the Year, arts, and so much more. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Arkansas Style.